Alright, hello, welcome to the Piney News update for January 24th, 2016. I want to update you once more on the storm. I'll call winter storm. Winter storm is over pretty much. It ended winter storm, blizzard, or Janus. What is it called? I forgot. Whatever. They give these storms names. It's stupid. Alright, basically, we got, if you saw my other update, we got around 2 feet of snow here in the western part of Long Island in New York City. Some areas got a little higher than that, especially toward New York City, especially northern New Jersey and parts of central New Jersey. As well, the East End got less. They got, I'm not going to say only, but they got about generally 15 to 18 inches on the East End of Long Island. And down in the Jersey Shore area along the immediate coast, basically anywhere from 15 to 20 inches, which is still a lot of snow. The record for Central Park is not broken. It missed it by 1/10 of an inch. The record for all-time snowfall at Central Park was 26.9 for a storm, and it missed it. This snowfall was 26.8. However, Islip did break its daily record for snowfall. So I'm going to just read to you some snowfall totals once again. And look at that just very briefly here at Islip, and I just want to point out Islip's number. Islip got 26 inches, which is a record for the most amount of snow in a day. I think Central Park also set that record. So that is what's going on with the snow. Yeah, we got a lot of snow, and fortunately we didn't have any power outages, and I really appreciate the hard work and preparation that PSEG Long Island did to make sure that the light stayed on for us here on Long Island. Unfortunately, Jersey didn't get off as lucky. They got a lot of power outages. I think maybe that's partially due to the fact that there was a lot more wind going on there than we had here. I mean, they had gusts up to near hurricane force over there in Toms River in that general area. That's quite a bit of wind. JCP&L's power outage count now is only down about 500, so that's not too bad. They did restore all the power today. I think they just got hit worse than we did, to be honest, with the wind fetch off the ocean. This storm, I think tricked us all. And I think the storm has something in common with Sandy, even though they're two entirely different storms. I think that the warm ocean waters caused this storm to actually turn into the coast, very much like Sandy did. And I think this is what happens when storms intensify, especially when there's a lot of warm water offshore, warmer than there should be due to climate change, that these storms will hook in toward the coast. And that's what this storm did. It sort of hooked in toward the coast. It almost took aim at New York City pretty much before making a right turn and then heading out. So that's very interesting. Even though Sandy didn't take that exact track, I just find it a very interesting parallel, basically. So let's get to the transportation service. The Long Island Railroad is still suspended today. Yeah, would you believe it? Yeah, Metro North is running. New York City Transit above ground subways are running, but Long Island Railroad is a mess. And according to the news, the Long Island Railroad has sustained significant damage. Normal service tomorrow, don't count on it. We'll be lucky if we see service by Monday morning. They're working hard to get service back, but I don't know what kind. It may just be on the main branches. It may be running what they call a modified weekend schedule tomorrow if they can get things up and running. If you do take the train, I would really avoid using it tomorrow. Try to get a day off from work if you have to commute to the city, because I don't think it's going to be running if it is going to remain limited. So I'm going to read to you what the MTA says. They have not really given us much new information since the morning. The Long Island Railroad service remains suspended until further notice. Many of the Long Island Railroad's yards are still buried in more than 2 feet of snow, as is Harold Interlocking, where all branches intersect before entering the tunnels to Manhattan. The Long Island Railroad personnel will work throughout the day to restore the railroad, focusing on the most heavily traveled branches first, with a goal of bringing back service for the Monday morning rush. So that is what the MTA has to say. MTA really is not providing a whole lot of information about what's going on. I'm going to just look at this and see if they are providing anything here. Okay, this just came in. Governor announces restoration of service for most Long Island Railroad branches for Monday morning's rush. Governor Cuomo announced the restoration of service on most Long Island Railroad branches for the AM rush starting at 5 a.m. Monday, January 25th. Regular weekday service will be provided on the Babylon, Ronkonkoma, Port Washington, and Port Jefferson branches. Service will also be provided in Long Island Railroad diesel territory on the Oyster Bay and Port Jefferson branches between Greenport and Ronkonkoma, as well as the Montauk branch west of Speonk. Additional work in clearing the snow from the tracks is required before service can be restored on the 4 branches that remain suspended, which are the Far Rockaway, Hempstead, Long Beach, and West Hempstead lines, which is no surprise. So if you depend on those lines, there will be you're going to have to find another way. Long Island Railroad customers normally bound for there will also be, where did I all right. Trying to get the page, I had to click to get the rest of it. I hate that, it's so annoying. Customers on these branches are advised to use alternative Long Island Railroad service on branches where service has been suspended. Now for Far Rockaway, you can use the Babylon branch, Long Beach. I don't know. I'm guessing the Babylon branch trains are going to serve Valley Stream. I sure hope they are, because the Valley Stream's usually not on the Babylon branch. So I don't know what's going to happen with Valley Stream tomorrow. If you're in Valley Stream, you may get screwed. It's going to be annoying. I do think that in this time of emergency that the restrictions on all parking on the Babylon branch need to be suspended on all the branches, so people can find places to park so they can get to work tomorrow. All right. However, the way some of these villages are, particularly on the South Shore, especially the Babylon branch. So alternatives for the Hempstead, you can use the main line. It's not too far away. Long Beach, you can take the N33 to the A train or the N15, and then get the train at Rockville Center. West Hempstead, you can take the N15 or the N6 Express. Service also remains suspended east of Speonk on the Montauk branch. So there will be no service between Jamaica and Atlantic Terminal for the Monday morning rush. Long Island Railroad customers normally bound for Brooklyn should take Long Island Railroad service to Penn Station, where Long Island Railroad tickets will be cross-honored by NYC Transit on the number 2 and number 3 trains to Brooklyn. Customers on branches with suspended service should sign up for our free email alerts. All right, so that's what's going on there with the train. So I'm going to be surprised if they have a regular schedule. I think there's going to be some trains missing. I think there's also going to have to be additional stops made, because with the Hempstead line suspended, that means Floral Park, Hollis, Queens Village, the Huntington or the Port Jefferson trains are going to have to, Huntington trains or the Ronkonkoma trains are going to have to stop there. I better not see these stations skipped Long Island Railroad. This is what they did after Sandy. I'll never forget, they restored the Ronkonkoma branch first, but they had the train skipping Westbury, Carr Place, New Hyde Park, and Maryland Avenue, leaving us pretty much without train service. I think that's pathetic. So I better see all stops on those trains tomorrow on Long Island Railroad. I'll be monitoring the situation. You can count on that. And as well as stopping at Valley Stream and those other stations there. You can alternate. Some Babylon trains will go that way, some won't. So we'll see what happens with that. So that is what the Long Island Railroad has to say. And let's see if there are any questions there. There haven't really been many updates, obviously. So this storm was actually called Jonas. Now, as far as, let's go to Nice Bus. As of tonight, 7:35 tonight, we have the first routes they've restored were the N20. Now, the N20 was, once again, it did wind up running its full route today. No changing at Great Neck, because they were not serving Great Neck Rail. The N20 was running every half an hour between Hicksville and Flushing, and it was bypassing all the colleges, stopping only on Northern Boulevard, no colleges, no Great Neck, no Roslyn Clock Tower. So it's basically taking 25A and going via Northern Boulevard to Flushing, not Sanford, because Sanford was having some passability issues. So that's the way what the N20 was doing. The N4 was also restored this morning, run every 30 minutes, and the N33 and the N19 were restored, running every hour. Later on, they restored service on the rest of the routes, and I was able to show you that in my updates. So actually, I'll show you what's going on now with the buses. I'll show you what I saw. Well, let me first read to you this list and get to it. All right. This is what it's currently running tonight. Tomorrow, by the way, Nice will be on a regular schedule as well as Suffolk Transit. Currently, the N4 is running every 30 minutes. The N6 is running every 30 minutes. The N15 is running a Sunday schedule. The N19 is running every 60 minutes. The altered N20GH, every 30 minutes, buses will run between Flushing to Hicksville and make stops only on Northern Boulevard. Buses will not make stops in Great Neck, Roslyn, or the colleges due to the road condition. N22 is a Sunday schedule. N24 is a Sunday schedule. N32 is every 60 minutes. N33 Sunday schedule. N35 Sunday schedule. N40-41 every 60 minutes. N43 every 60 minutes. N49 Sunday schedule. N55 Sunday schedule. N71-72 every 30 minutes, and an N79 Sunday schedule. Wow, every hour on the 40-41 and the N6. That is got to be, if there are people out, that's got to be really crowded. That's going to be bad. So I can't imagine. But that's what they're doing. But it will be back to normal by tomorrow. Right now, the N21, the N23, N25, and N27, and N58 are suspended for Sunday evening due to the road conditions. All right, Able Ride service has been suspended Sunday and will resume on Monday. So that is what's going on basically with Nice Bus. But I'll be monitoring the whole thing with the trains and seeing, because with the Long Beach and the Far Rockaway and the West Hempstead out, that means Valley Stream. Those are the trains that serve Valley Stream. So I want to see some Babylon trains stopping at Valley Stream tomorrow. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. All right, that is what's going on. The Long Island Railroad really dropped the ball this time. They are trying to get back and start to get things back for Monday morning. I say don't count on it. So let's now go to what I saw out there today as I walked around the Westbury area, as I walked around, to tell you what's going on with the buses, what I saw. Yeah, this is what the side streets look like. Not terrible, but the main streets are clear. There's still not much bus service running. Only the 20 in its old route combined between half hour between Flushing and Hicksville. Only stopping at Hicksville Rail and stops along Northern Boulevard. No Great Neck, no colleges. The N4 is running every 30 minutes. The N33 is running every 30 minutes, and the N19 is running every hour, but that's it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. But you can see the main roads are clear. Just showing this. This is just the Westbury area. Your neighborhood may be different. Main roads here are clear, so I don't know why there's such little bus service running. See, the main roads are fine. Over here, at least they are. I'm gonna look at the Parkway by the Quaker Friends Meeting House here in Westbury. Everything's clear. The roads are clear. There's no excuse for them not to have bus service up right now. No excuse at all. I just saw a 22 pass going west, so the 22 is running again. Yeah, I expect the buses to start running really soon. I'm gonna see if the 22 comes going toward Hicksville, and we'll see, because the 20 is running. Possibly I could get up to Greenvale. Of course, the main problem with the snow is blocked bus stops. This could be a problem for a long time. See, that bus stop's completely blocked. Take a look at this drifting here. Yeah, this isn't something I haven't seen. We got 18 inches here, according to what I measured. I don't think, for some reason, the heaviest snow may have just missed us. There's someone waiting for the bus over there. So it's possible. You see, this is why I don't want to walk in here now. I'm kind of stuck. I'm going to walk in the street. As you can see, this road is clear. So there's really no excuse not to be running this route. There's a bus, but I don't know what bus that is. Sign says not in service. We'll have to walk over to it. Alright, so we do have 22 over here going to Jamaica. Have a westbound trip, actually carrying a lot of people. But we're waiting for the 20. They say it's running from Hicksville. So we'll see what happens. There's another bus laying over there. It says Flushing on it. Okay. So as soon as that guy's done with his break, I guess maybe we'll come around. Fortunately, all the bus stops are plowed in. Keeping my eye on that bus laying over. There's a bus laying over there that says 20 Flushing. So we'll see. Yeah, they're running all the way to Flushing to that. That's right. No change at Great Neck. Yeah. There's another not service bus over there coming in. So the buses are starting to run. That's what appears, at least in some of the routes. I expected service sooner, but I understand this was a pretty historic snowstorm. All right, there's a bus over there. Let's see what bus that is. Looks like it's the 49. Yep, it's the 49. And there's another bus waiting at the light down there. I don't know if that's going to be ours or not. Oh, that looks like that was the 22. Does that say 22A on it? It does. It does say 22A. Yep. 22A. 22, another westbound 22. All right, they are running. All right, so I got on a 20. There's no schedule. Buses are running every half an hour between Hicksville and Flushing. Only in the main roads. No Colleges, no Great Neck, no Roslyn. All right, so I'm gonna go to Chinese place now. Chinese place is open, and it's funny, I didn't think I'd be able to get here. It's funny how I thought for sure it would be harder to get here, and I'm like, well, I'll just go to Belmore, but the trains aren't running, so Long Island Railroad goofed up big time because they got trains stuck. Look at these roads, they're beautiful. Because people stayed off the roads, they were able to get down to clear the roads, get a little help from the sun today, and you got clear roads. Back in Hicksville, a train, you can see over there, it's a diesel. Looks like it's heading out to Port Jefferson. And they do some not equipment trains running, not service, to clear the snow. Let's see what's going on in here. Yeah, it's just some homeless people in here. Just as that. No information. Show you what the tracks look like. We have time. Here's the FiOS 1 News. I just want to show you what it looks like when there's no one here and the trains are shut down. I want to look at the conditions of the tracks too as well and see what they look like. Here, you can see the problem. The track's covered in snow, and we also have snow on the third rail, which means electric trains cannot draw power from the third rail. So that's why we have no service right now on the rails, and we may not get it back tomorrow. It's deserted. It's kind of eerie, kind of creepy too. This is what the parking lot looks like. Let's take a look at the tracks here. Oh, there's no snow on that third rail. But this is the problem. There's snow over there. They have to clear the third rails. There were trains stuck and stranded, and they were blocking the railroad from operating. And there may not be any service tomorrow. So, it's so unusual to see this major station completely devoid of life. There's always people here. So weird to see this place completely devoid of life. So now I have to wait for the 22 to go back. There's one around, well, I don't know. They're going to come when they're going to come. That's basically what I've been told. My concern here is that you see all this water around the road here? This is going to wind up freezing the ice, and things can be very slippery tonight once this freezes. And there's going to be radiational cooling. So the temperature's definitely already feeling like it's dropping below freezing. This is all going to be a sheet of black ice, and it's going to start getting very dangerous again out here. There's a full moon right there. There's a full moon right there. Shining over us tonight. Here at Hicksville. So I was the only one on the bus going to Greenville and coming back. Very few people on the buses today at all. So yeah, I see a bus down there. Let's see what bus that is. These guys are doing a brisk business, these taxis today. Yes, people will have to get used to walking in the street for quite a while. As you see, sidewalks, we're not going to see them for a long, long time. Sure enough, they're trolling. There's Mangano. They're trolling, they're trolling. You know, these taxis are so low, they take advantage of a situation like this to try and rip people off. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think there was supposed to be a 24 that was supposed to leave. I haven't seen that either. Not sure of the 49. Not sure when that's supposed to come. I haven't seen that either. Well, there's a bus down there. We'll see what happens with that one. Quite a few people here waiting for a bus to go west. Some of them probably going to Jamaica. Also there too, because there's no trains. Still no trains. And there may not be any by the morning either. Just saw another bus coming over there. Maybe this will be the 22. Maybe. Hope so. No, this bus is just pulling off. It says A1 message, which means it's another N20. See, there's some buses over there. In fact, there's another bus behind that one. That says N79 now. I know there's a 22 around 7:10, but I don't know. You know, I don't know if they're following that schedule right now. Here it comes. There's the 22. Number, I don't know. We have about 15 people on the bus. It's pretty good. 22 is busy getting some extra people, I think, because the trains are down, and if they're still down tomorrow, yeah, it's going to be very crowded. Here's the parking lot. They actually did a very good job here. Westbury parking lot. Village did a pretty good job with everything, this considering how bad the storm was. But we are going to the train station now. So as you can see, yeah, they've done a great job here, but with the trains most likely not running in the morning tomorrow, it may not matter. I saw 2 N22s pass in the other direction, going east. There's just some delays, you know, due to the conditions. Let's see what they did here. Alright. Looks like they did clear a little bit of the snow away for people. We're going to head up there. I'm going to see what kind of job they did on the platforms. This still isn't great though, but it's better than what happened last year when we had to actually climb over snow mounds to get into the station. Let's take a look at these steps. These steps could be a little, they're decent. And there's a little slush here. Not that it's going to matter much because no one's really using the train. Yeah, that does not look good at all. You see that? Not only are the tracks buried, almost, but the third rail is completely buried in snow and ice and encased in snow and ice. As you can see, the railroad really dropped the ball this time. I mean, it didn't seem like they should have been suspended earlier, and they should have been running equipment trains throughout the storm to keep these tracks clear. And this is what happens when you have failure of management. Waiting rooms are open. Yeah, but nobody's gonna, I mean, these people either are stranded or they're homeless. So, at least the platform's clear. They have cleared that. But these tracks here are in bad shape. That third rail is completely buried, and I don't see an equipment train in sight. Oh, there is a light from a train down there. Let's see if that goes through the station. I do see light from a train. Well, it just announced they're going to try to still bring service back in the morning. There probably won't be regular service, but the thing just announced that when you see that on the sign, you know that there ain't nothing coming for a long, long time. And if you look at the distance, you'll see there's the lights of a train down there. Could be an equipment train. Another thing I want you to take note is, look at all these drifts. You can see the snow has drifted. And that's another problem that that's hampering the restoration of services, the drifting. I do see lights down there. Whether that train is going to come this way or not, it may be moving very slowly. I know it's a little dark, but just look at that third rail. It's buried. It's completely buried. I've never seen the tracks look like this. This is pretty bad. Yes, the train is approaching because the gates have just activated. It's moving, so we'll see what kind of train it is. I can barely hear that horn. It's blowing its horn for the Great Cross, and you can barely hear it. The horn's all clogged up. It's definitely some kind of equipment train. It looks like a very small, like, high rail vehicle. Let's see what it is. Passing through very slowly. It looks like it's clearing the third rail, so it's some kind of train. I'm not sure what it is. That was interesting. So, I saw, basically the buses are running, but there basically is not a schedule. They just come when they come, and a lot of time I had to run for the N20 actually twice because there was no schedule. So luckily the driver stopped. The N20 was empty, hardly carrying anyone, as you saw there. N22 is actually carrying a good amount of people. When I got to Hicksville, somebody gave me a ride, luckily, so I was able to get to Hicksville. But the 22s were like getting a slow start. It was really a slow start for the service today, which was kind of surprising considering the roads, most of them were clear. However, be careful tonight because it's getting cold and a lot of that melted snow is going to freeze and become black ice. So be careful tonight. But my advice to you, the Long Island Railroad, don't count on it tomorrow, especially if you're on one of those branches that is suspended. They should be serving Valley Stream. They should be serving Hollis, Floral Park. They should be making those stops. They better be making those stops. That's all I can say, and I'm going to keep my eye on that because if they are not, I'm going to take them to task on it. That's for sure. Anyway, you all have a great night. Take it easy.